they they wanted something around here. I assumed the animals, so I was training them to give us an edge. And when I was through training them, I was going to release them, and it would really have been effective.
Well, funny thing, if they came here for those animals, they're probably going other places. So if you can actually train them to do that,
They
that
can
actually
too.
is a good thing that can still help.
Um, Jen, still somewhat flustered, but having listened to this conversation, will will speak up, being your conversation distracting her from whatever Dimitri is telling her at the moment. Um, so she'll have turned to face the two of you. You know, not all of us would have agreed with that plan. Using the animals for hunting is one thing. Using them to down the First Order is another. The other woman will glower at her. You know, I always thought that you were that you were one of those more traditional people. Put her hands on her hips, kind of offended. I'm not traditional. I just have opinions, like not teaching animals to go for the throat.
On that note, just saying, I'm really good at going for the throat and ripping people's armor off of them, and it's really hard doing that with First Order armor. I don't think those animals would be better at it.
Meanwhile, at the other timeline,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually pretty good at ripping armor off.
Yeah, Rory kind of subconsciously like, well, kind of looking off in the distance, like where he thought it saw it go.
And even then, that's talking about people. I assume the animals would be stronger, so they might be able to get to it to a person. Look what's above you and behind you. You think something that's the size of maybe two of us put together is really going to do much against a multi-ton vehicle?
Depends on the creature. There's long-standing traditions of various cultures using animals in combat to great effect.
Yeah, even where it's like, well, what is this one story?
The more angry redheaded woman will say the AN flyers could have dealt with this thing, pointing towards the ATOT.
You have an entire menagerie. It's not just one or two different types.
Well, I mean, we don't have many right now, but they're over there.
Well, I'd be interested in seeing what they can do if you think they could actually help out. Maybe not, right this minute. I mean, if you need time to put together a proper demonstration.
She's just overall really frustrated right now. Yeah. She's currently not inclined to hop to it.
Yeah, my point is, your work does not need to go to waste. It is a good plan. Keep at it.
The hunter with the sporting rifle will exit the building. Well, I for one like that we finally did something. Oh, well, you did something.
Well, at least one person happy to see us.
That's more than the city, at least.
Yeah.
Well, then again, the city doesn't know it's us. They just know something's happening.
We're trying to put together a resistance. If anyone here wants to help, we'd gladly accept it. If you want time to think about it, we can give you contact information and you can get in touch with us later. If you just want to do your own thing and occasionally work together, that's also fine. If you just want to stay out of it entirely, I don't recommend that, but that is also your right.
That is your prerogative.
We are all, we just came to help. We have helped. We're willing to offer more if you want it, or if you don't, we'll happily, step off and get out of y'all's way so you can go back to your daily lives.
The sharpshooter will speak up. The sharpshooter, by the way,
Trandoshan.
actually no.
Oh, a Gran.
Is a Gran.
Ah. Another interesting species.
No, I for one am not sure about joining this rebellion of yours, but I do have a vested interest in the First Order, not messing with the wildlife around here. It's kind of part of my living.
We all have different reasons for participating. If you just want to look after the local wildlife,
You would probably be able to help us in avoiding wildlife and causing undue damage to nature.
Yeah, Gin will chuckle. You're such a ranger, Cesaro.
that's like, that guy over there is our team Pathfinder. If you two could trade notes on mapping the area, knowing what back roads and stuff to use. Even that helps. You don't have to necessarily actually actively participate. Just being willing to contribute information so we can run supply lines.
Gin will look at.
I'd actually
look at
take
the
my
picture.
helmet off at being mentioned.
It would say that we could use, we could use to run you guys food or medical supplies or whatever you need if the village needs anything.
She'll just kiss you behind the ear. No wonder you're so perfect for your job.
I just now Dimitri's flustered, but he's actually gets on a knee, grabs his backpack, and pulls out this gigantic map of a 30 kilometer. What was it? Did we agree to?
Yeah,
It was
like
like
30
60 by 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 by 60 kilometer map. Hi, I made this map in 2 weeks. This is of the capital on the island. It is the capital of the island, I believe, right?
Actually,
Is the way it's been described?
I don't think it's the capital.
It's not the capital. The capital, at least.
I mean, of the island, like
at
the
least
region.
in modern times, the capital would be Talos, because it has the island's major spaceport.
Okay. But either way, 60 by 60 kilometer area of fuck, names escaping me.
Yeah.
With the city in the middle, that's a really big map.
The person who appears to be the animal wrangler, the angry red woman. Okay, that's impressive. That's good. That's good.
I mean, and I'm in this because my people are enslaved, and I was lucky to get out. And I would also like to distinctly point out that I would be saying this in a very broken, basic. Because I do have broken basic.
There is a girl over on the right building over there that will call out.
If you're supposed to be in the animation studio, get out of here.
If you're gonna have any serious conversation, I know it goes good with some drink.
The woman's not wrong.
It's clearly she's in the local bar.
And she's still not wrong.
Do you guys want to take your suggestion? Do you want to do something else? You just want to have the conversation out here?
No, we can go have it at the bar.
Bar works for me.
Okay.
Greg?
Rory's just. I just saw the character.
Oh, you recognize her?
Where's her girlfriend? Where's her game developing more girlfriend?
Probably under the bar without her pants.
Okay.
But yeah, Rory's just like,
Now, this is something I don't know about.
explain anime called New Game. That's
It's
it.
about a game development company, and the person in question is one of the lead developers. Normally sleeps at the office, and when she's sleeping, takes off her pants. So workers come in the morning, find her under her desk, no pants. A lot.
Oh.
Yeah. Not this character, the other one.
Yeah, it's that
No,
dark-haired woman is her totally not homo girlfriend, who who usually is the one who busts in, going, "Why the fuck aren't you wearing pants?"
Yeah, totally doesn't fantasize about eating dinner with her in Paris.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
You remember what we did with our first paycheck? How dare you! It offends me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on. But yeah, Rory is just like, he's just following. He does what he...
Yeah, we're not trying to rush you guys into any of this. You know, if you just want to share information and do nothing else, that's perfectly cool with us. If you never want to hear from us again, that's also fine, and we will, happily, finish our drinks and leave.
The older person in the room is, like, maybe 80s. Well, I don't think anything here has to be done too hastily. He'll drink from his drink. It's a kind of a lime green looking drink. Well, I thank you, and he'll like point to each one individually in the group. For pushing off these outlaws. There was a band of them that left. That left with I would presume it to be their hunt leader, their commander. From what I saw when he was here, a very crafty fellow. I don't recall him ever having a number.
Sounds like somebody worth looking into.
Can you describe him? Like, was he ever not in armor?
Had some kind of... He'll be stroking his old man beard. It was some kind of sapphire trooper armor. I hadn't seen anything like it.
Blue troopers.
Did you ever get a rank from him? Or heard of other troopers?
I much prefer to sit and watch. I am but a old man that does not want a rifle to the face.
Understandable.
But wisdom tells me that from some of the items I saw them handling, they looked similar to the signal snares some of the young people are using now. Cesaro, the Grand Hunter, will kind of come. It's It's called becoming a bit modern, is what it's called. But yes, I noticed that too.
Signal snares?
The Gran will reach under his coat and pull out a compact disc. It's yellow, but as he goes in and fishes for it, you guys do see that there's a red and a blue one as well. He'll toss it on the table. There is a central button that clearly he could have pushed as he was throwing it, but didn't.
Okay.
It's they have to be tailored, but there's certain animals in the region that hunt and are driven more by sound than sight or smell. So we can use these to draw one away from a herd or a pack, depending on the kind of animal, to allow a bit easier hunting.
I see.
But I hadn't seen really anything like what they were using before. Just some of the design looked similar. Rory, looking at this device, there are some vague similarities in terms of its overall design, but clearly whatever the Force Order people are using has had many more credits put into it, and are notably larger.
Yeah. And
So-
much more just overall things.
David.
Yep.
Does this sound like a person that I would recognize? Based off my background.
Oh, there's a question. Please roll me knowledge.
God save me.
If they're using signal snares, that means there's probably a signal we can trace, which means tracking them shouldn't be too hard.
Well, it's a sound, not like a comm frequency. Though it's not to say if you don't have any audio mics, you wouldn't be able to pick it up from a good ways away.
Hmm.
6, 6, 4, and 1. 12, 16, 17. I rolled 17 on 2D, guys. I'm happy.
I did that earlier. I rolled 20 on 2D.
That is awesome. Based on the description, you actually know who this guy is through, I believe he was your mentor.
Oh boy.
The Pathfinder was your mentor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You've heard about this guy from him. Based on the armor, it is a Captain Hassar Taldarin. Though that was many years ago, so he's probably gotten a promotion by now. According to your mentor, Captain Taldarin was from a notable family in the First Order, a very much like career military family that dates back to the Galactic Order, the Empire of Old.
Oh my. He's not specifically a mentor. He's the guy above the mentor.
He was a guy that your mentor knew.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
So like,
he was a part of. Your mentor knew Captain Taldarin from some of the specialized MOS training, and knew that Taldarin had ambitions to join the Special Operations branch of the First Order. From what was recalled, he tried a couple times, and something prevented him from reaching that level. Your mentor does not know what, but it did really piss Taldarin off. There's implications that whatever the reason is, it was quote unquote not fair. And not Teldarin's fault.
He got political gamed. He got politicoed. Hey, that means he's lucky to be alive then. Most people that get fucked over like that tend to die. But he must have some kind of status to keep him alive.
Probably.
So after that, Teldarin, while he finished the MOS program, he did not continue on in that career, and your mentors heard rumors of him doing things like trying to enlist into various special operations areas, clearly in a soldier capacity, not like a spy or anything. He's very clearly wanting like the equivalent of Delta Force. But he's like really trying to be cutting edge on tactics, trying to get the highest marks, even to the point that there are other people that, while they may respect him, dislike him.
Oh, so he's the stuck-up officer asshole who got the Ranger tab but didn't join the Ranger battalion. He's that kind of guy.
Your mentor is also aware that if it wasn't for whatever Teldarin's background is, he could really go places. If you were to look at his Teldarin's test scores, it would be possibly genius level if his personality didn't get in his way as much. Your mentor is also aware that excuse me, that he is fond of ambush tactics.
My next question is, because this is all stuff based from my mentor.
Yeah.
Have I ever met this guy?
No, you wouldn't have, because of what Teldarin was doing after the Pathfinder program and everything.
Alrighty. So, stuck-up officer who got rejected from Ranger Battalion but had the Ranger tag because he went through the training. Plus whatever political background shenanigans that happened to him. But he's stuck in normal army. Would that be a good summary of it?
Yeah, it sounds like a good summary. Basically, he would have more skill than his position would suggest.
Awesome. That's exactly what I thought. Well, in that case, I would definitely share this information. And that would also make me very, very nervous. Because if he was in this area, and we're now in this area, and we haven't seen him for... Actually, when was the last time the villagers saw him? I will actually ask that. I will ask him with a very stone-cold face. Interrupting anything else I was doing. At the mention of this guy.
Cesaro will look like he's thinking. And I'll just reveal their names since you guys have clearly talked about them. Do I have hers displayed already? Nope. Okay. The old man will start this. will sort of say something, stop, and then speak up again. I yes, yes. It was about 15, 20 minutes before you and your friends arrived.
At which point, I'm going to explain this guy's backstory to the rest of the people and say that we're probably in an ambush right now.
We're probably in an ambush.
This guy is a master tactician who knows more than the standard trooper but got rejected from the special program. And he likes to stay on top of those special tactics. And he prefers ambush tactics. The fact that the truck was rigged to explode suggests that he expected us. And now that there's no explosion, he's either going to come back, or he thinks that his men did better than what normal men do. But this guy's a stuck-up asshole. So I don't think that well. I don't think he expects them to do that well.
Keen, the animal handler, will speak up. He did seem pretty intent on his mission. From what you're saying, is probably trying to impress whatever the first order has for a ranking structure. What are they, a meritocracy?
Are they? I don't know that much about them. I avoid Disneyverse as much as possible.
I guess it doesn't matter, but that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Cesaro will munch on a sandwich, or like crushing of a lettuce-like material. Then he'll be like, mm. The fact that he hasn't come back yet is probably a good indicator. But if you mention ambush tactics, I imagine he'd be scouting the area to see exactly what went wrong and the kind of damage that was inflicted.
Well, if that's the case, we probably should get out of here before we bring him down on you.
I definitely agree. I also wouldn't like them to find our means of transportation. It'll make things a lot harder to get around otherwise.
Yeah.
Question: who's been messing with the drive?
The hard drive?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's messed with it since he pulled
Okay. Yeah, no one's messed with it yet. Because the person in charge of doing that is Crow, and Crow hasn't done that because we've been talking to villagers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know sometimes Tristan's characters tend to multitask.
Well, yeah, but I don't have. I just have like my basic toolkit. I figured I'd wait till I get back to where I actually have a facility.
Okay. What is this? Okay. The Twi'lek will come over. She looks to be looks to be a kind of young teen. So trying to find someone. Is that what I'm hearing? Gin will look over at her. There's nothing you really need to worry yourself about. Go back over there. Oh. Totally will look a little indignant. So what are the troopers looking for?
Yes, either our ship or your beasties.
Rory will pipe up. Well, they had their whole sensors had a whole suite of things: thermal sensing, geographical sensing. It was extensive.
To clarify, it did have the correct apparatuses to do limited tunnel scanning, like detect if there was hollow ground.
Yeah, and
they better get the ones that thing can't do.
It can't cook toast?
You sure?
Not really.
At least he's modest.
The young Twi'lek will speak up. Well, if it's all that kind of fancy, can't you guys use it to find whatever it is those guys were looking for?
In theory. If we wired its search parameters into the ship, we might be able to figure that out.
See again? I can be useful. I'll just stick her tongue out at her.
Question is, do you think you could do that, Rory?
Maybe. I never guarantee anything. The only thing I can do is try. But chances, he'll kind of just pull one out, kind of look it over. 70% chance I can do it, probably.
Well, it's not like we have much choice.
It's that, or I just keep mapping the entire island. I mean, I'm doing 120 square kilometers every 2 weeks. Wouldn't be that hard.
I don't think we have 2 weeks.
Alright, so...
It sounds like it's something we're trying to at least be semi-quick about.
Alright, so... By the sound of it, I'm taking the oscillators and I'm taking the collective data they have. Is that what I'm hearing? Or did I mishear that?
The team just was like, well, if they're using it, can't you use it?
Yeah. We're saying, well, then we have to get into their comms. We have to activate them at the same time, be able to read it, because technically we can read from the data pads, but maybe...
Getting into their comms is easy. We have their comms at the moment.
Well, it's also because it's all activated from one place. That was the thing, and they're currently running right now, I think, still. I turned off a few because reasons. Otherwise...
If they're currently running, that means we can, generate a map of where they're placed. Using the signal,
Well, they're primed and then they're remotely triggered.
Mm-hmm.
So they receive a signal that tells them to activate.
Right.
Yeah, and they were supposedly activated, so... They should be... Unless they've been deactivated, they should still probably be pulsing. They don't have any
ears ringing?
They don't have anything in the west right now, though.
Your ears are not ringing, though. Rory, just because I believe your character would definitely know this from the tech roll earlier.
Right.
You believe you could pull the activation signal, so you guys might be able to reproduce it to trigger them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we could try doing it, reproducing it, but
It's better than me mapping the entire area and the amount of time that takes.
I mean, the other option is just having you wander out into the woods and see if you can track this guy.
and
But yeah, he was been here within the last 20 minutes. I could probably find his tracks. And I will immediately try doing that.
Okay.
I will begin the hunt.
I guess I'll work on the thing. Jane transmitter. I guess.
Okay.
Unless you think otherwise, Crow.
What I was suggesting was see if you can take the trap's search parameters and upload them into the ship's sensors. Then we could use the shuttle to actually scan for this guy.
Or scan to try find what he's trying to find and find it before he
that's
does.
what I mean. Scan to find what he's looking for.
Rory, you would know that these devices have a much higher sensor resolution than the command shuttle.
Right. That's why if we wire them in...
Oh, you mean have the data go to your...
Yeah.
Okay.
That way we can have the
And then
shuttle
just-
interface with the network and actually...
See the map that he's looking at.
Okay.
use the command shuttle as a command center.
Okay. If you guys would like to do that, then if I get a equipment roll from Rory and a communications roll from someone to make sure that they can reproduce the activation signal and such.
I can do that.
And you can roll me tracking. I'm going to be ending the session pretty soon. I just want to kind of resolve some of this.
All right, let's see equipment. $21.
Awesome. You're able to pull the
You won on your power die there.
I know.
It's only a 3.
I got a 20 on tracking.
Okay.
So I assume I don't count the power die in the next highest.
Right. You lose your power die and you lose the next and you lose your highest.
I know where my power die went though. I'm not disappointed. But also sad at the same time.
Damn it!
No.
Upside though, you're skilled enough Pathfinder to know it's not that he's a ghost, it's just that he knows what he's doing. Basically, he's using obvious tricks to obfuscate. To kind of obfuscate the things he's trying to hide and stuff like that. It's like, this is too obvious, that's too obvious, I know you're hiding something, but I can't freaking find it!
I know your tricks, bastard! I read your book!
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can, of course, try again in a different area if you'd like, if you guys move a little bit. Maybe that area isn't so well covered. But tying this into the network, it is going to send a ping to activate the primed units.
Yeah.
You will, Dimitri, you will hear the activation squeal of the units. Your command shuttle is lit up with a myriad of information as the units, return the informations to what they're programmed to do along the frequency lines. Um,
My ears. My poor ears.
um, can I get a search roll to anyone looking at the screen and a sensor roll to anyone that is operating the sensor apparatus?
Don't know which one I would be doing.
I believe I'm on the sensor apparatus.
I'll be looking at the map.
From the shuttle?
Yeah.
No, because you're just relying on information from
Okay.
the things.
Do I get a sensor bonus because I'm looking at the map?
The map of the information coming from at the command center, or your physical map?
Do I get the Imperial
The
Pilot
information.
Navigation Computer Data Link sensors?
Is that from the tie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aha!
Yes, that will give you.
It's bonus.
Yeah, because paperclip. Yeah, if you're looking at the screen, you can also roll search if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd be looking at the screen because I assume I did. Once I realized I was covering his tracks, I wouldn't have gone any further. Do I get any bonus for looking at the screen data though? For my search.
Oh, for your search? For your next search, yeah.
What kind of bonus is it? Because I'm looking at it.
It's I give you a plus 10. Is that the search roll for looking at the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Rory. They're looking at the information being displayed on the screen, the more visual elements of it. You are able to notice that on the further reaches of this network, which you do realize is actually slightly more expanded than you'd thought. You can, as if more was deployed between the battle and now.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that on the outer edge of the network, which is going in a southwesterly direction, you do realize that there are some subterranean things that it is detecting. They look to be isolated caverns for the most part, but with this level of detailing, it looks like at some point in the past, some of these caverns were connected until earthquakes or some other geological phenomena collapsed tunnels and such. And there is something odd about the size of the tunnels. They're not quite, but you can't quite pin what that is.
Okay. He's just putting a pin on that. Okay, I'll ask about that later.
Crow. You notice that the sheer amount of information this thing is collecting at once is astonishing. You also realize there's a great drain on their power cells. There was something off about the thermal readings. um, Klishnikov, looking at the thermal display, you are noticing strange, minute differences in various thermal patterns. Can Crow and Dimitri roll me survival?
That's under knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have enough dice for this. I'm gonna roll it the normal way. I didn't roll the powder die. That's going to be 19.
Okay.
Actually, can I get survival jungle because this is jungle?
Yes.
25.
Okay. You notice that there is a pattern in this thermal reading that is not what a jungle should be producing. It's kind of like, okay, you know those images that kind of have shapes in them if you like look at them kind of lopsided?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that from the standpoint of how well they're hidden. But you're noticing kind of like thermal breadcrumbs of areas that don't make sense for a forest, but they're incredibly minute.
Is it making a trail?
With that roll, yeah, you can tell that it is making a rather dispersed, but to the keen eye noticeable trail. Though you clearly don't have all of it.
So let's see. I think I found our lovely Major Taldarin.
Great.
Well, I wouldn't know he's a Major. Captain Taldarin. I will point out on the map. Can I get a Crow? Can you make a projected line based off this trail of where he could possibly be going towards?
Can I?
It's a command shuttle, yeah.
I had to ask.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to respond like that because it was funny. Yeah, there'll be a tactical holo display because command shuttle. And yeah, there will be a line thanks to the sensor resolution and Dimitri pointing it out of the rough path up to a point. Basically, where the sensors end, where the sensor array ends. That is clearly a path, a path that is, it's definitely followable. Though from the topology, it is going through what anyone who's lived here long enough would know are the more secluded parts of the of the jungles, like where no one lives any longer.
Supposedly lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with that mysterious thermal path, the general direction of Captain Major Taldore and his quest for the lion sea turtles. Here's when we will end it. Do the do the tribal legends have any truth to them? And can alternative timelines perhaps shed light to this? Does this village of hunters have any value beyond this point? Find out next time. Cue the rock outro.